Hi Scorpio, Happy New Year. So let's get started. Creator of all, please bless this water and guide me with messages for the greater good of all and guide these individuals to me. It is done, it is done, it is done. Okay, Scorpio, so let's get started. I'm going to do a freestyle reading just see once they come out for you mid-January. This one's a few days late from the middle of the month. These kind of come out in panels. I pre-shuffled these oracle cards while I wasn't doing anything, but I hope you can see everything. If you can't, I'm going to go through the cards anyway, so it's okay. Okay, a lot came out for you, Scorpio. So you have a lot on your plate, it seems. The other freestyles, I was getting 2-3 cards, but and typically a split deck, which happens, which is, but excuse me, sorry. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. I feel like these two are in battle. So this is your overhead kind of theme, and we have the Magician with Judgment underneath the Knight of Pentacles. So this Knight of Pentacles, this Knight of Pentacles has come to you with an issue or a problem, and I feel like you are batting down the hatches, and this is like World War II. Like, this is, you're leaving this difficult situation, and you might be taking something with you, or it might be the damsel in distress type situation, and you're looking like this. A Six of Swords is kind of emotionally moving away from these rougher waters into smoother times. But there is this line drawn in the sand right here against these two. And it's because an upset of the home and some miscommunicate. Like, look at all these. I typically don't recognize reversals, but all these beautiful, wonderful, loving cards are in reverse. And because of that, I feel like you are typically you might have some air in your chart, but you do not primarily identify. If you're Scorpio, like, you have a lot of water, you have a lot of deep intuition, mystery, kind of sex appeal, but you are this stern King of Swords, and you drew a line in the sand. And because of this, it might be a little shaky at first, like you are kind of on the defense, but I feel like because of this, you kind of get what you want, and you're kind of drawing the line in the sand because you had enough, and because of that, all these good things come. Like this, look at all this gold and yellow, like, I mean, he's standing high and I don't feel like these are very aggressive. I feel like you have supporters. People are supporting you in this. And then that brings balance. Like, you have people behind you, but there is this line, and it feels like there's this headbutting that's happened as soon as you turn into your King of Swords self. Wherever that is, wherever that's coming from, for whatever reason, a line is drawn in the sand, and because of that, you are now the Egyptian, and you have this beautiful start coming behind you. But because you're stirring the pot too, Like there is this, it might be on display, excuse me, in social media, or there is this judgment that comes, and it might be because of this heinous behavior with this earth sign and this home life. But you kind of, enough is enough here, and you are in battle, it seems, with this Knight of Pentacles. I really like this reading. It's really interesting. I'd kind of like to see how it would play out, but I feel on your side like you are not in your emotions, you're more in your head, and I don't know if you're trying to be the Scorpio and outwit this person or what you're doing, but you are moving away from a difficult, you've drawn a line in the sand, and because you've finally done that, you're now moving away from this difficult position into a better thing. And you're able to manifest, and new beginnings come because you're able to draw the line, this line in the sand, Scorpio. I love it. I feel a bit of aggression. I don't think it's physical, but I feel a little, because I'm angry, it's easier to cut this person off because I've had enough. And because of that, I am more able and ready to be happy for myself, because enough is enough. Like this person might have come asking for help to drop their burdens on you. Either help me again like you did before. That time, remember that time you regretted helping me, or all the shit like I made you go along with that I shouldn't have, or you didn't like, but I begged you to go along because you're my friend, whatever, you're my girlfriend, you're my boyfriend, whatever. I need you again. This is really, really, really bad. Like Judgment Day has come. This is so bad for me. This is what this Knight of Pentacles is coming for you, to you for. This was bad for me. And you're like, nope, we's done. Nope. And they're like, no, please. And you're like, I've spoken. And then that ripple of finally saying no and drawing the line in the sand, I've had enough. I'm not going to be okay with this anymore. This has to stop. When you finally speak up and not feel bad and do what you feel is right, you will re-establish yourself in your life in such a way you will attract new beginnings, new people. You'll be able to manifest. You just had to speak up. Somebody knows your weaknesses. Sorry about that, Scorpio. I didn't seem to have enough memory left on my phone. It wouldn't let me record anymore. So after deleting a lot of stuff, we're back to it. Anyway, so as I was saying, somebody knows your weakness, Scorpio, and they're using it against you, and they've done this before, so I feel like you know who this is, and they're coming to your door, and they're trying to drop their burdens on you and get you to help in the way that you always do, or say, can you be by my side? And you're like, no, I can't do this anymore. Like, and you have a lot of support, and things will work out fine behind you. I'm going to pull some runes for some more information and see what comes out of that. Okay, so the seashell and the moonstone both landing kind of on this Seven of Wands here. So like, I kind of see this as your moonstone is kind of like your inner self and going back to nature. So when you're more yourself, after you draw the line in the sand, when you're more yourself, you have a lot of people coming back to you, remembering who you are and saying, finally, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're back to you. So you attract people you might have like lost along the way, and people you haven't heard from a long time will message you. That's been happening to me. Like, I feel more myself, and I'm just, when you emotionally walk away from something, when you're just done with it, when you finally speak up, after all this time, you're just more yourself. You feel more right in the world. So when you're more yourself, you have these people, and these don't feel aggressive to me. This is more like cheering you on. People are like lifting you up. Like, yes, like I support you. I agree completely. Like, we've had enough of this. So like I said, I shuffled the Oracle of Visions Tarot deck here. And we got one card that came out. This one here. So I'll start with that one. And then we had splits. So I'll read it. If my phone isn't broken enough. I need a laptop. And I'm working on getting one. Sorry, guys. Okay. Just move around here, cross my legs, because I'm sitting really close to the chair. To the table, I mean. It's kind of comfortable. So let's start with this one right here, this beautiful card. Time life. Time is a figure 8. At its center, the city of deja vu. Time, the ultimate thief, gradually takes from us and never gives back. A hooded priestess holds out her hand, offering us a lifetime in the form of an hourglass. Its shape suggests a cyclical nature that we might simply rotate and start fresh. In smaller issues, that may be true, and indeed we often sense repetition. But in a larger sense, the hourglass is simply an illusion. In truth, such perceived patterns are merely detours along one's journey. Here we see that the golden sand does not merely fall to be recollected, but escapes, and eventually the glass will be empty. Time is a commodity that is never really ours, but merely something that we have use for a given period. The only way to ensure the balance in our favor is for us to use our allotted time fully before it is taken from us. Live every day, hour, and minute to the fullest. So as you come to yourself, when you speak up, when you break the pattern, whatever it may be, a pattern relationship, friendship, work, when you finally speak up, you are breaking that mundane pattern that is happening, but you also become more to yourself. And because of that, you have this new vigor in life. Like, you just want to, I think you don't want to muddy the waters too much, but I think you come into yourself more and you're more happy to be alive. So we have one, was one of the splits. Card number 1 here. Which signals a new beginning as well. I mean, you have the 10 of Wands, the Magician, all ones. These are all new beginnings. And the Wish card. And this guy here, behind your back, he's looking, waiting for his ships to come in, as they always say. And look at all the sticks behind him. These are the same wands that are supporting him here, right? These are the same wands. You have a lot of support in what you have to say. Believe it or not, it might be hard to say and it might hurt you to say it, but you have a lot of support behind you. A new beginning, released from the past. You may have a fresh start any moment you choose, for the thing we call failure is not falling down, but staying down. To move on from failures or simply to expand and explore new horizons, we make choices and leave the past behind. Whether it is the form of treasured objects of material or symbolic value, relationships, careers, familiar surroundings, or even personal ideals. At some point, we may have to discard them, like a tree shedding leaves, in order to liberate ourselves and allow for future growth. On our floor are 3 discarded cards, each a full from my 3 tarot decks. From the box, their spirits are released as doves for a new beginning. Ensure that the time is right to move on. Has your present circumstance been truly fulfilled, or is it being abandoned prior to its completion? Interesting, huh? And we have card 50, which feels more like a Scorpio card. And we have this lovely mermaid here. Card 50. Curiosity, comparison, dissatisfaction. One of the most tragic things I know about human nature is that all of us tend to put off living. We are all dreaming of some magical rose garden over the horizon instead of enjoying the roses that are blooming outside of our windows today. We are driven at first by curiosity and then by dissatisfaction to consider alternatives to our present circumstances. The grass appears to be greener on the other side of the fence, or so we believe. And so it is with this visual take on the tale of the Little Mermaid. The glass sphere provides her with a means of briefly experiencing another world, and much like a vacation away from home or a brief foray into a different lifestyle, the experience can prove to be intoxicating. It may turn out to be something that leaves us discontent, or it may provide the impetus to move on and makes such changes permanent. But we should be wary and consider carefully whether we should truly belong in this new environment. We should try to judge it for what it would be in reality. The attraction and appeal of those brief encounters may not survive a lengthy commitment. So something might have spurred on this want to speak up, and it could be, like I mentioned before, kind of that damsel in distress idea, because these people are moving together, and so the upset might be to protect somebody. So there is this, as soon as you speak up, you kind of leave yourself open for this new beginning to come. So I'd be really interested in seeing kind of what this line was about, because I really feel like, but the thing is, at the same time, this person who's dropping their burdens presents as a knight while you present as a king. So you know what this is. Look at all these leaves around you, this growth, this life. Right? You know them, you're close. He is your knight. He's wearing a headdress, but look at the barren fields he mends. And he's ready to drop these burdens on you. All these sticks too, like you know this person. So just speak up. You have to be clear. You don't have to be harsh. You can just be clear. But that leaves so much more for you in the future. I'd be really interested to see what this, like I said, this line is about, because it's very clear. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I'll be back in February for a monthly, and then February mid-monthly. I'd like to make the mid-monthlies probably shorter, and I'll try to make the monthly videos a lot longer. So Godspeed, Scorpio. I will see you in February.